I'm 99 years old. They moved me into a care home when I was 68, handed me a wheelchair. And for what? My legs still worked. But my wife Eleanor died. And when she left, I lost every reason to stand. I let them push me around without a word. And within 2 years, that chair had stolen so much from me I couldn't walk on my own anymore. What I did after that, people still struggle to believe it. I didn't just get my legs back. I transformed the entire care home. The same one that was trying to transform me. Let me take you back to the beginning. My name is Rosemary June. Eleanor and I were together for 44 years. I was 21 when she first took my hand. She didn't let go until the day she passed. She was a gardener, built beautiful things from the ground up. And me, I spent 31 years working in a hospital laundry. 10 hours a day, 6 days a week, on my feet, dragging heavy carts through basement hallways. My legs had never known anything but hard work. Every evening, Eleanor and I walked 6 blocks to the little bakery on the corner and 6 blocks home. Because Eleanor loved to walk, and I loved to be wherever Eleanor was. I didn't realize I was conditioning my body for 40 years. I thought I was just living my life, retired at 63, still strong, still had Eleanor, and then I was 65. One morning, I came downstairs and found her on the kitchen floor, a stroke, gone before the ambulance even turned onto our street. The tea she'd made me that morning was still warm on the counter. After the funeral, I sat down. It wasn't a decision exactly. I simply never got back up. The evening walks stopped. Cooking stopped. The television came on and the days melted into one another. And right now, some of you are doing exactly what I did. Sitting somewhere soft and easy, telling yourself you're fine. You're not. But I'll get to that. Over 3 years, my legs faded. Stairs became threats. Curbs became mountains. 2 falls in a single month. My daughter found me on the kitchen floor, the same floor where I found Eleanor. The phone call between my children took 11 minutes. 11 minutes to decide my life was finished. They moved me into a home, put me in a chair. Here's my confession. I could walk. My legs were weak, but they still worked. But that wheelchair was right there, and someone offered to push me, and being pushed was easier than walking. And easy felt so much like being loved that I didn't notice it was a coffin with wheels. Grief does that. Grief makes everything that's slowly destroying you feel like shelter. So things got worse. Much worse. Every morning, wheeled to breakfast. Every afternoon, wheeled to the common room. Every evening, wheeled back to my room. I didn't have to choose to move, and that was the whole point. Choosing meant living, and I wasn't certain I wanted to live in a world without Eleanor in it. 2 years, 68 to 70. My legs didn't just weaken. They vanished, not from illness, not from age, from sitting. My thighs became thin as paper. My calves disappeared. My ankles swelled. You think it takes years to lose your legs? It takes months. Remember that. I was 71 when Josephine arrived, late 70s. She walked in on her own 2 legs, strong legs, or so she looked. I watched her and thought, that's what I used to look like. 14 months, that's all it took. 14 months later, 2 orderlies were carrying Josephine to the bathroom. She wasn't crying from pain. She was crying from shame, comfort, wheelchair, erosion. Something cracked open inside me. Not sadness, not hope, rage. I was furious at myself. At every single morning I had let someone else push me. At 2 years of blaming Eleanor for a choice I had made every day with my own hands folded quietly in my own lap, I decided, no, not me, not ever again. That night, alone in my room, I did something for the first time in 2 years. Sitting in that chair, I pressed both feet flat against the floor, pushed down hard, held it, then released. Then I squeezed my thighs together, held, released. Nobody noticed. I was fighting a war in that chair, and not a soul knew it. I did it during meals, during television, every waking hour, squeezing until they burned. Weeks of invisible work. But muscles that hadn't been asked to do anything in 2 years were slowly waking up. I couldn't stand, so I trained sitting down. Nobody saw it, but my legs knew. That was step one. Getting out of that chair, that was the hard part. After weeks, I gripped both armrests, knuckles white, and pushed myself up. 3 seconds standing, sat back down, shaking head to toe. The next day, 5 seconds, then 10. Then I held onto the bed frame, then one hand, then just fingertips, then nothing. The first time I stood completely on my own, no armrest, no frame, no wall, I wept. Not because it hurt, because I had forgotten what it felt like to hold myself up. I could stand, but standing isn't enough. Your legs need to be strong. Once I could stand, I held the bed frame and bent my knees a few inches. Not deep. My knees couldn't take deep. Didn't need to. My thighs burned from just 2 inches of movement. 2 inches. My legs shook like the whole floor was trembling. The first night my knee buckled. I grabbed that frame so hard it scraped across the floor. Nobody came, so I bent again, and I held it every night. A few inches became a few more, always holding on, always partial. Forget those deep squats you see on television. That's not for us. You hold on to something sturdy, a countertop, a bed frame, a solid chair, and you bend just a little, slowly. That's all. Those partial squats brought my thighs back. The big muscles that lift you from a seat, carry you upstairs, keep you standing. They came back from 2 inches a night. 3 things, and my legs were coming back. But there was one more, the one that saved me from falling. Same bed frame. I rose up onto my toes, slowly up, slowly down. My ankles cracked every time. I was convinced something was breaking. It was waking up. Nobody tells you this. Everyone frets about knees. Nobody thinks about calves. But your calves anchor your ankles. Your ankles keep you balanced. When your calves go weak, your ankles begin to shake. And when your ankles shake, you fall. And at our age, one fall can be the end. If you can stand right now, hold on to something and try it. Rise up on your toes. Feel that? Those are your calves. If they're trembling, you need this more than you realize. Heel raises built my calves. My calves steadied my ankles. My ankles gave me balance. My balance saved my life. After months of all 4 things, I sat in the chair beside my bed and tried to stand. No hands. I couldn't. Tried again. 14 times that chair pulled me back down. The 15th time, shaking, sweating, jaw set tight, I stood. That night, I walked to the bathroom on my own. The nurse found me at the sink, brushing my teeth. She said, "Rosemary, how did you get here?" I said, "My legs." That's what people couldn't believe. Not that I got stronger. That I did it from a wheelchair, in a care home, at 71. No trainer, no gym. A squeeze, a partial squat, heel raises, and the will to stand up. Sit down right now. Stand up. No hands. If you can't, start tonight. But I wasn't finished, because what happened next, nobody expected. Once my legs came back, I started walking, and walking is wonderful. I walk every single day. But here's what nobody tells you. Walking without strong legs underneath you destroys your joints. Walking without strength is like driving a car without an engine. I watch people my age shuffling along on legs that can barely support them, knees grinding, ankles rolling. They believe they're doing themselves good. They're wearing themselves down. You strengthen first, then you walk. Always. My roommate Gloria saw me one morning doing my squats. Gloria was 74, hadn't stood without a walker in 2 years. She said, "Rosemary, what on earth are you doing?" I said, "I'm not dying in this chair. You want in?" Gloria wanted in. Within a week, 4 of us. Within a month, 12. Within 6 months, 30, ages 70 to 94. The common room at 7 in the morning. Old women and old men standing, shaking, yes, but holding each other up. The staff got worried. What if someone falls? I told them they're already falling. Every single day in those chairs, they're falling. You just can't hear them hit the ground. Then the families started calling. Their mothers and fathers were different, talking more, eating more, arguing more. That's how you know someone's truly alive. They push back at you. The routine became official. 7 a.m., Rosemary's group. This next part still brings me to tears. Clara was 88. She hadn't left her room in over a year. One Tuesday morning, she walked to the dining room on her own legs. No walker, no help. The room fell completely silent. Then someone started clapping. Then everybody clapped. Clara stood in that doorway, holding on to nothing but herself, and she wept. We all wept. I'm almost done. This last part is for you. I am 99 years old. Every morning I squeeze, I bend, I rise, I stand. 4 things. 31 years of hard work built these legs once. I dare every single one of you to do those 4 things for 30 days and tell me your legs don't change. You don't need money. You don't need a gym. You need your own 2 legs and the decision to use them. I see you sitting there right now, comfortable. And I'm telling you, comfort is what nearly killed me. When this ends, squeeze your thighs, press your feet into the floor, stand up. That's day 1. That's exactly where I started. I'm 99. I chose a wheelchair I didn't need. Don't wait until you've lost your legs to decide you want them back. They tried to change me. I changed them. Now I'm asking you, change yourself. Stand up, honey, while you still can.